What up there, Mikey Scrooge? Your good friend Michael here, and I'm here with another special edition of Sports Talk. Sad day in Detroit. Sports happened just recently. Owner of the Red Wings and Detroit Tigers, Mike Ilitch, passed away at the age of 87 years old. He never got to see the Detroit Tigers win a championship under his reign. He did get to see the Red Wings win 4 times, and that was really, really good. Back-to-back seasons in '97, '98, and then they also won in the 2000s as well. We'll get into that. We'll get into the life of Mike Ilitch, what he meant to the city of Detroit, what he meant to these teams. Of course, he owns Little Caesars. He actually started that in 1959 in Garden City, and then Little Caesars became what it is now. They've got little franchises all over the state of Michigan. You see commercials for them all the time. They got the $5 hot and ready pizza. You know what the saying is? Pizza, pizza. They got really good breadsticks as well. Let's just say that. So let's get in to what Mike Ilitch meant to the city. And he also not only, he had a passion for sports as well, a big time passion for sports. He actually wanted to play for the Tigers for quite a long time. So we'll get into this. This comes from the Gazette, the Kalamazoo Gazette. So like I said, 1959 was when he opened Little Caesars. He bought the Red Wings in 1982, which was at the time the Red Wings were not good. In the 80s, they were not that great at all. They've been making the playoffs for 25 straight years. They're looking for number 26 this year, but it's not looking good right now for the Red Wings. They need a lot of help. They need to win games. They can't go to overtime and lose. They can't go to shootouts and lose. They're going to have to win games if they want to keep that streak alive. So basically, my entire life, the Red Wings have made the playoffs. I'm almost 29 years old. So if they keep the streak alive, that'd only be 91 is when the streak started. 1991. So 9 years after he owned the Red Wings, they ended up, starting that streak. Then he bought the Tigers in 92 when the franchise wasn't doing that well. They had won a World Series 8 years before in 1984, but they'd been down. They weren't down right after 84, but starting in the late 80s, early 90s when the Tigers really started going downhill. They didn't really pick it up until the mid 2000s. They almost set the record for most losses in the Major League Baseball history. They had I think 119 losses. They ended up with 1 year, and if they lost one more, it would have been the record. They were chasing like the Mets. They did not set it, and then 2006 they made it to the World Series against the Cardinals, and they made it to the World Series against the Giants as well a few years later, and they were always seemed to be making it to the ALCS as well. So he got to see the Tigers play in the World Series twice, but he unfortunately never got to see them win. But like I said, he did get to see the Red Wings win 4 times. 97, 98, those were great years, back-to-back years. 2002, and then that was against the Hurricanes. In 2008 against the Penguins. 97 and 98 were against the Flyers and the Capitals. So great times there for the Red Wings. They unfortunately, I think they lost the next year in 2009. That was the rematch against Pittsburgh. And they had a 3-2 lead in that series, but they could not hold it and win one more game to give him a 5th title, which would have been quite incredible for an owner to have that. But he owned the Red Wings for 35 years and the Tigers for 25 years. We'll have to see what goes on now with the Red Wings and the Tigers and what the ownership will do. I'm sure it falls to his wife right now. We'll have to see if she sells it to somebody else or if she wants to take on the day-to-day operations. We'll have to see. You might not have known, but Ilitch, he was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and he attended Cooley High School, and he started on the sports teams there, and that's when he joined the Marines after that. But he always wanted to actually, he play sports as well in the majors, not just in high school. Let's see here. He spent 4 seasons as a minor league infielder with the Tigers, Yankees, and Senators from 1952 to 1955. He never did reach the majors, but he longed to own the Tigers after turning Little Caesars, which he founded in 1959 with his wife Mary, into one of the most successful pizza chains in the country. So it might not just be only Michigan; it might be other places as well, because it does say country there. Not exactly certain about that. He failed to actually purchase the Tigers from John Fetzer, which Fetzer, that's a name that's significant in Kalamazoo, because we got the Fetzer Center right on the campus of Western Michigan University. Darn right, that's named after him. Ilitch realized his dream buying the franchises from Tom Monaghan in 1992. By then, Ilitch had owned the Red Wings for 10 years, gained a reputation as an aggressive owner who was committed to winning at any expense, which didn't turn successful for the Tigers right away. But then, of course, with the Red Wings, it was, you had 4, championships from 97 to 2008 in there. So Mike Ilitch was great for the Tigers. He was great for the Red Wings. He had a great pizza franchise. He has. I mean, that's still going on. It's just going to kind of wonder who's going to take over the Red Wings, who's going to take over the Tigers now. Will it go in, will we have 2 separate owners? Will the Pistons owner, Tom Gores, want to buy it? Will the Fords want to buy one of the teams? I kind of hope the Fords don't, because, they don't know how to run the Lions, for gosh sakes. So we'll see what happens going forward here. It's a sad day in sports, definitely. Like I said, he brought the winning ways to the Red Wings. And then once he got it going with the Tigers in the mid-2000s, they just been on the winning way ever since, really. They haven't made the playoffs the past 2 years, but, they've been okay teams. They haven't been terrible teams, you can say that. So what are your thoughts? What do you remember about Mike Ilitch? Leave those in the comments section below. He'll be sadly missed, definitely, by the sports world in Detroit and around the country. No doubt about it. So thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel for more content, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description below. Michael out and over and out. Mikey's Crew, you guys are the best. Take care.